शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिर्पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यकेशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहं सर्वोपनिषदो गावो भोक्ता गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सत्सुधीर्भोक्ता दुःखं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ पुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः नमः शिवाय इति शिवं प्रपद्ये शिवप्रसीद इति शिवं प्रपद्ये शिवोत्परं न इति शिवं प्रपद्ये शिवोह अस्मि इति शिवं प्रपद्ये
கீதா தியான ஸ்லோகம் ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்டான்ஸா சொல்லிடுங்க.
நமஸ்காரம் குருஜி.
நமஸ்காரம்.
நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணட்டுமா? பாஸ்தாய பிரதிபோதிதா பகவதா நாராயண ஸ்வயம்
पात्राय प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना कंटिन्यू பண்ணுங்க.
महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब स्वामनुसन्ततामि भगवद्गीते भगवद्वेषिणी வேற யாரோ கண்டினியூ பண்றாளா?
கோமதி மாதா. கோமதி மாதா.
Yeah, I'm sorry. எனக்கு somebody say, I will say after that because enoda the connection is was not working now also. 1 minute. Yeah, namaste. One of you say
namaste guruji. मैं बोल रही मीनाक्षी. नमो ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायत पत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारत तैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः.
Okay, now I will say प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः.
ராதிகா
இல்ல இது ஓபன் ஆகல, நெட் ப்ராப்ளமா இருக்கு போல இருக்கு. இது ஓபன் ஆகல. सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोक्ता गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुःखं गीतामृतं महत्.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्.
உமா மகேஸ்வரி ஜி.
அவங்க தான் மியூட்ல இருப்பேன் போட்டிருக்காங்க. நீங்க படிங்க.
அப்ப நான் சொல்லட்டா? भीष्मद्रोण तदा जयद्रथजला गान्धार नीलोत्पला शाल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन भेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णः खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तः केशवः
पादाचार्य सरोजममलं गीतान्तकन्दोत्कडं नानाज्ञानकेशरं हरिकदा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके षट्जनषट्पदैरकरगः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् पारदपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे
Unmute, Bhuvana madam. Unmute yourself.
रूपं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थितत्तेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः
Okay, having given the background of this battlefield encounter, I think we can proceed with the Gita proper. I just wanted to get a feedback from you all. How do we proceed? Actually, the first chapter is only the context, but the context also has certain message to be completed. We have seen the individual slokas of the first chapter along with the anvayam, along with the overall meaning. Okay, so I intend to doing the topic wise or in the first chapter so that we get overall meaning. For example, from the first sloka up to 11th sloka, it's only described who are all are assembled on the both sides of the battlefield, on the Pandava side and also on the Duryodhana side. Then from 11th to 19th slokas, they all are initiating the battle by blowing their conch, respective conch, that creates the atmosphere. Then from 20th to 27th sloka, Arjuna is requesting Krishna to put him in front between both the armies so that he can look at it who all are assembled there. So he inspects the army on both the sides, and from 28 to 47, having seen who are all the people on both the sides, his own relative, his own grandfather, etc., his mind is getting into a despondency, sort of the thing, why I am now put in a situation whereby I have to kill my own people, my own relations. He develops a particular line of thinking which prompts him, which is basically born out of confusion, moha, or attachment to the people. So that is what is described. So the whole chapter is called Arjuna Vishada Yoga, means Arjuna's despondency or Arjuna's sorrow is the topic of the first chapter. So when it says Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama, the yoga here doesn't mean the yoga which people take it in the normal sense. The yoga is derived from Yuj Dhatu. That Yuj Dhatu is there in 3 different ganas. Each one has got a different meaning. Overall, contextually, yoga has got 100 different meanings. Here in Bhagavad Gita, at the end of the chapter, when it says so and so Nama Yoga, it only means this is the topic of that chapter. The first chapter is called the Arjuna Vishada Yoga. The sorrow of Arjuna is a topic. Second chapter is called Sankhya Yoga, which means is the description of the Jnana Yoga. So these are all the topics. These are all not the yoga in the normal sense of people misinterpret. Okay. Anyhow, that keep it in mind. Now, having said that, so what we should do is the first topic is from 1 to 11. I would suggest each one to read the one sloka, maybe the Anvaya also, so that we can recollect the sloka meaning in the proper manner. And if there are any additional points which are to be highlighted, I will do that. Then we will go to the second sloka, then third sloka, etc. Okay? Is that fine for everybody?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So then somebody can start. Before that, there is certain things we need to understand as far as overall Bhagavad Gita is concerned. This Bhagavad Gita is basically consisting of 700 odd sloka, is a dialogue between the Guru and Shishya. Okay, and this is the sampradaya in all our literature, that especially in the Upanishad. There will be a Guru, there will be a Shishya, and the Guru will teach, and wherever the Shishya has got certain doubts, he will ask the doubt, Guru will explain and proceed further. This is the sort of dialogue. To understand this, what is meant by dialogue, there are 4 different types of dialogues are there. One is Vada, second is Samvada, third is Jalpa, then fourth is Vidanta Vada. First one is called Vada. That is this dialogue between 2 learned persons on a given topic. Both of them are at the same level of the buddhi. They have done. They know certain thing, and what they know about the topic they discuss. That is called Vada. Okay. Then second is called Samvada. Samvada, as the name said, Samyak Vada. It is normally between a Guru and Shishya, like what is happening over here between Arjuna and Krishna. Samvada will always will throw a light on a particular topic. and focusing on the topic, the teaching and the corresponding question and answer will be there. That's how the samvada will take place. In fact, how I proceed in my class also is like samvada, but not very many questions comes, but wherever the question comes, I answer and proceed. It should be normally a samvada, a discussion between the teacher and the shishya. That is a second type, samvada. Third and fourth are not normally recommended, but then it does happen. Third one is called jalpa. Jalpa is again discussion between two people, but here the one person sticking to his view, he is not prepared to accept the other person's view. He sticks to his own view and then keep on arguing on that. That is called jalpa. Okay. And the fourth one is vidanda vada, that we are using it in our saying. Vidanda vadam pesade avringa. Vidanda vada is always the person opposes whatever the other person says. Why? Because that person said. If that person says on a subject matter a particular opinion, he will dispute that. If the first person has said in some other way, he will dispute that also. So it is basically a sort of unnecessary arguments. So here, normally the third and the fourth, that is called jalpa and vidanda vada, are not encouraged in the shastra at all. Okay. So it will be either vada between two equals or samvada between a teacher and a student. And here also the samvada is taking place. Here this Guru is the Bhagavan, Krishna himself, Ishvara himself. That is how Vyasa depicts Krishna not as a avadara purusha throughout Bhagavad Gita, more so in the whole of Mahabharata. Okay, he is the Krishna is the Ishvara, the Moola Karanam of the whole Srishti. What we call it as a abhinna nimitta upadana karanam Ishvara. That is how he is projected. Okay. And between Bhagavan and Arjuna, Arjuna is a teacher. And the whole purpose of this discussion, Arjuna is only a nimitta, okay, is a means, and through Arjuna, Bhagavan is giving or unfolding the vision of Shastra to all of us. All of us are nothing but Arjuna in absentia. This also we have to make. So whatever is told to Arjuna, 100% applicable to us. Okay? That is how it is to be considered. Then the thing is, what is the utkrishtam of these two, Guru and Shishya? Bhagavan, already know, he is a Ishvara. The very word Bhagavan is derived from the word Bhaga and plus Vatu Pratyaya. Bhaga asya asti iti Bhagavan is a Tadyata Pratyaya which we have done long back. I don't know whether you remember or not. How many of you remember Vatu Pratyaya?
Yes, sir.
Vatup and Matup are there. When Matup is used,
when it is ikara we use matu, when it's akara we use
so here baga is ending in a, and hence vatu pratyaya is used. So baga plus vatu, the pakara will be the it letter, okay, then the vat will be the real pratyaya content. So bhagavat will be the pradipadika. Bhagavat will be the pradipadika. And here Bhagavan Krishna is in pullinga, and hence it will decline like Bhagavan, Bhagavantau, Bhagavantaha, Bhagavantau, okay, Bhagavantam, Bhagavantau, Bhagavataha, like that it will decline. Okay, but we need to say what is meant by the word Bhaga as it is. யார் இடத்துல the six உத்கிருஷ்டமான குணங்கள் இருக்கோ, that too in complete measure without any deficiency, the one who possesses six utkrishta quality, he is called Bhaga. So in him that Bhaga is there, that's why he is called Bhagavan. So what are those six qualities? There is a sloka itself is there. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashassaha, Shriyaha, Jnana Vairagyayoho Chaiva, Shannam Bhaga Itirana. I will again repeat. Aishwaryasya, meaning total and absolute overlordship, Ishvara Bhava. Ishwaram Nanaka, the one who has got complete control, that is Sarvajñatvam, and also Sarva potential. He has got the Sarva Shaktimatvam also, the one who possesses Sarvajñatvam and also Sarva Shaktimatvam. He is alone is called Ishvara, and that Ishvarasya Bhavam is Aishwaryam. Okay, so total and absolute overlordship is called Aishwaryam. And second, these are all Samagrasya, in totality. Okay, then Viryasya. Viryam means power, that is the total, it has got immutable power, the absolute power Bhagavan has got, and he depicts that in the various ways during the battlefield itself. Why he has to do etc., we will see it later, because as a Ishvara, he is also the karma pala data for all the karmas which are done by all the jivas, not only in this particular janma but also previous janma. So depending upon the punya and papa karma, the result will be the favorable or unfavorable situation right now. So many things are unfolding during the battlefield, where Bhagavan is also playing his own role over there. Bhagavan is not doing any action favoring anybody. He is only want to convey, I am the karma paladata. If this has happened in this battlefield, it is because of a particular punya or papa of any one individual or group of individual. Their punya papa is what now is getting unfolded as a favorable or unfavorable situation. We should know about it. Bhagavan Krishna is not partial to be anybody. He is just unfolding everybody's own the karma pala, which is to be properly understood. But people doesn't know about it. They go by only literally what is there in the story, and then try to attribute lot of negative things to Krishna, as though Krishna is an individual. That is not correct. Anyhow, we will see that as and when some situation comes. Okay. All I want you to remember is Bhagavan is an impartial person. He is like a judge. The judge is delivering on hearing both the side of the defendant as well as the offendant. And as per the argument, as per the circumstances, he gives the judgment. He is not partial towards the accused. So it's like that. Bhagavan is also like a judge. Okay. So Aishwaryam, and then he has got a power also, Viryam. Then he has got Shriyaha. Shriyahana Lakshmi are called wealth. The whole Vasundhara it belongs to him. The whole wealth of this universe belongs to Ishvara. That's why it's called is a total wealth, Shriyaha. Okay. Then next one is Vairagya. That is the dispassion. He has got a total Vairagya. Although he does lot of karmas, he is not attached neither to the karma nor to the karma pala. So he has got a total vairagyam also. Then yashas, he has got a total fame. And jnanam, and definitely Bhagavan himself is Atmajnani. Okay? Knowledge. So these are all the 6 absolute qualities are Bhagavan. Such a Bhagavan is unfolding the vision of the Vedanta in terms of the Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Okay? So that is the Utkrishtam on the part of the teacher. Okay. Then what is the Utkrishtam on the part of the Shishya, Arjuna? Arjuna is the well and totally qualified student among the every character in the Mahabharata. Okay? Why? Because of various reasons are there. First and foremost, he is the Indra's Amsam. You know the story. Okay? Indra's Amsam. And he is a great archer. The very fact that a great archer goes along with that, lot of the effort that has been put by him. In fact, as a qualification, adhikaritvam, we have talked about it, what a student should develop in terms of chitta suddhi and chitta ekagraham. That is mind, a calm mind, a mind which can concentrate on a subject matter without any problem. These 2 qualities Arjuna has got immense. in the story various situations are there which I don't want to go. Arjuna is the one who has got a capability, and he is a dharmavan. He follows dharma to the core. He never violates the dharma. Like that, so many of these things are there. That way, he is the best students within the Mahabharata characters. Then the question comes, there are others are there, great people are there. Bhishma is there, Drona is there, Vidura is there. Why they cannot be a candidate? They also can be candidate, but each of them has some deficiency because of the circumstances, because of certain vows, certain pratigna they have taken. They are sticking to their vow. For them, the vow is more important rather than dharma and adharma of others. Okay, that is why Bhishma himself cannot be a candidate over there. Like that, there are so many things are there. Anyway, that is beside the point. I only want to say how Arjuna becomes a candidate. And by telling that, we also should qualify ourselves as a proper adhikari for understanding the vision of Gita and the vision of Shastra, for which only the Shastra itself is telling a Karma Yoga lifestyle, which are all have been discussed in our introduction. We have to keep that in the background. Okay. Then what is the subject matter, which also I had told earlier? Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra. Both are the topic of the Samvada. The discussion between Bhagavan and Arjuna is on the topics, two topics. One is Brahma Vidya or Atma Vidya, to know, to ultimately know Aham Satyam Jnanam Anantam Jagatkaranam Brahma Asmi. That is the Brahma Vidya. That is what will be unfolding here. And to know that Brahma Vidya, what is the lifestyle one has to follow, that is what is said as the Yoga Shastra, in other words called Karma Yoga Shastra. So leading a life of Karma Yoga is the lifestyle. In other words, that is called the Karma Yoga. Through Karma Yoga, get the qualification, Jnana Yogyata Prapti, and then listen to the Guru's unfoldment of the Shastra vision and get the Jnanam also. One is start with Jnana Yogyata Prapti, second Jnana Prapti. Okay? Okay. And why this type of samvada is used in the various literatures, and also especially in the Vedantic this thing? Because this is the best form of conveying the topic under discussion. If we say it's something as a serial matter, I mean, it won't be of very interesting. Since if it is in a samvada, it goes as a very clear conveyance, Shishya Guru's teaching, and wherever there is a doubt, the Shishya asks the question and Guru clarifies it, and then we proceed. Like that, it always keeps on going. We will be seeing that at various points of time, Arjuna is asking Bhagavan the question or clarification. As we go, we will see. In fact, if you look at it in modern scientific methodology is also something similar to this samvada only. You all would have been seen, if you buy a new gadget, okay, they will give a leaflet along with that, instruction manual. And in the instruction manual, you will see the word FAQ. Have you seen? What is meant by FAQ?
Frequently asked questions.
Frequently asked question. So if it even a simple mixer or a grinder, it will have the FAQ. It will ask the question, if the machine doesn't start, what I should do? Then it will say, see, look at it, whether the power plug is properly placed, whether you are switched on, whether the power plug is properly connected. Like that, it will go on serially. So one has to check, and wherever the point it is not working, that will be the problem area. That is called FAQ. Similar, this methodology FAQ is stems from this samvada pattern only. So that way it becomes easy to understand. Okay, so this is how it is. It is a samvada, and I would prefer my class also to be like that. Why everybody should be involved, everybody should ask the question, and I will be in a position to answer that. There are few genuine reasons by which many people they got asked question to be in mute. If there is no specific reason, I don't want a person to be in mute, because see, for a guru also get the inspiration from the student's face. The face itself will convey how far the students is in sync with the teaching. From the face, the teacher can make out. If everybody is in the mute position, I will not be knowing at all whether my teaching reaches properly or not. Anyhow, that besides the point that it is whether it is reaching or not, for Shastra, that is when we are exposing ourselves to the Shastra, which is Veda and Vedanta, this will be a disrespect. We have to have that much of a reverence to the Veda. That too, now it is being unfolded by Bhagavan himself. ஒன்னும் பூஜை பண்ற சமயத்துல we dedicate ourselves to the puja. Okay, that is how it has to be there. Okay, now here the Bhagavan himself is giving the teaching, of course, through the voice of the Guru. So that it is basically Bhagavan's teaching. So that much of a reverence should be there. Then only the Shastra will bless the person. The blessing, the grace of the Shastra and the grace of the teacher and the grace of the Guru will all be there in full measure when only one has got that much of a faith in the whole thing. Okay, this is incidental point. Having said that, now we will enter into the shloka per se. Are there any questions or for any of you?
Sir, Radhika sir. Sir, if Arjunan mattumda capable person for பகவத்கீதையோ இல்லைன்னா சம்பாதத்துக்கு அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொன்னா, அப்போ தர்மர் எந்த ஒரு சபதமும் இல்லாம நம்மளுக்கு எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச வரைக்கும் அவர் வந்து நியாயம் அதெல்லாம் எதுவுமே தவறாம இருந்திருக்காரு இல்லையா சார்? அப்போ அவரு தர்மர் அதனால அவரை வந்து நம்ம ஏன் வந்து எடுத்துக்கல சார்?
அது நாம சொல்ல முடியாது. See, the thing is, we are not in a we are only the Vyasa has presented the whole thing in this form. Vyasa himself is to be considered as the Siddha Purusha. Siddha Purusha means the one who is endowed not only with the Atma Jnanam, but also is endowed with some supernatural power, which at that time it was available. So that is why he could able to describe the whole Bhagavad Gita, not only the whole Bhagavad Gita, whole the Mahabharata he able to describe. One can ask a simple question: how Vyasa will be knowing what is happening in Duryodhana's chamber, what will happen at the Bhishma's place? All of them is able to describe how. Similarly, the war is being described. Now there is a direct war between Karna and Arjuna. Simultaneously, the next scene it moves to somewhere else. How simultaneously in a vast field he can do that? He has got that vision of able to do called Divya Chakshus. And not only he has got the Divya Chakshus, he also gave to Sanjaya the Divya Chakshus, so that Sanjaya can report it to Dhritarashtra what is happening in with the field. Such a Vyasa has chosen the Arjuna as the apt person. So there must be reason about it. So for example, Arjuna never had in his earlier life a conflict. Okay, he knows what is to be done. The situation requires certain thing, then he will do that in keeping with the dharma. Okay, whereas the Dharmaputra, although he is an embodiment of dharma, has certain weakness in him. He could have avoided the dice game. He was more soft towards the Duryodhana. When he had invited, he cannot deny it. It is one of the smaller dharmas. That means when somebody has invited us, even for a come to home, we cannot straight away brush about, I will not come. Either there should have been some genuine reason, or I am occupied with something else, whatever it may be, we can give the reason and not going at it. So whereas the Dharmaputra, when he had invited for the dice game, he accepted it. He has got a small tendency towards the dice game, and then afterwards what happened we all know. So there are certain deficiencies. You can ask question, why Vidura? Vidura is supposed to be the person who knows all the same. Why then to Vidura it is not given? Vidura already knows about all those things, so there is no need to give it to Vidura. Okay, why then Bhishma? So Bhishma's pratigna is he has to protect the Hastinapur. So he has already joined Duryodhana's side. There is no use in telling him about it. Okay, all the more somebody might ask question, how in a battlefield 700 slokas can be rendered? It will take minimum 3 hours. Till then what everyone will be doing? Already everyone has blown the conch. That means the war has been initiated. Having initiated, then 3 hours everybody will keep quiet, or the question comes any our mind?
இல்ல சார்,
இல்லையா?
எனக்கு வரல. ஏன்னா பகவான் சொல்றதுனால எல்லாரையும் அவர் அப்படியே ஸ்டாண்ட் ஸ்டில்லா வச்சுட்டாரோ அப்படின்னு நான் நினைச்சிட்டேன்.
That is what? That is another question that is done. Either we can give that reason. That is how it is projected in the story. That means what happens at that time is that the 3 hours, the time is frozen for others. For others, 3 hours time is frozen. It is only in that battlefield only Krishna and Arjuna alone. Afterwards, then again it comes back. That is one way of it. Another way of telling it, for non-believers, this is the proper situation for the Vedantic topic to be unfolded. Arjuna has got into a problem having seen the army, and then he said, I don't want to kill anybody, I want to go away from the battlefield, I want to take sannyasa. Okay, if Arjuna goes away, the Pandavas army will be destroyed in no time. Bhishma himself will do, so Karna himself will do. So the Arjuna is playing a very important role over there. Okay, so Vyasa's point of view, all of you keep it in mind. Whole Mahabharata is a story. Have you seen any other storyline in the whole of the world where within the story a philosophy is unfolded? Can you name anything? And that too, this is called itihasa or epic. The Odyssey and Iliad are the epic which the world consider as the best. When Mahabharata is much bigger than that. In none of them a philosophy is brought into the picture. So how a philosophy, the teaching of Veda could brought into a storyline? So Vyasa thought this is the proper situation. All of us have in our life, we are facing the problem. All this problem is because of our own past karma, and then we are not, but we don't normally we don't accept this. It's because of our own karma. We only get, now I am a problem, and then we always, either if it is a good situation, we are very happy. If it is a bad situation, we get totally dejected, and then this both sukha and dukkha keep on continuing, and then from birth to birth the whole thing goes on. There is no end to it. Okay, but where to put an end is to decipher that problem is one of not genuine. Our both sukha and dukkha are not genuine. They are all comes out of ajnanam, which is based in that. So, and then how to remove the ajnanam? Ajnanam can go only by jnanam, that too atma jnanam. So in a battlefield, killing is the worst crime one can do in general. Okay, killing another person is the worst crime. None of us are encountering that type of problem in our day-to-day life. It is only a problem of we getting hurt by somebody, or we hurt somebody by way of either action or speech or thought. We never get into a mode of killing or hurting somebody physically. But here Arjuna is now put in a situation where he has to kill the 18, not only 18, what is that, 18? How the unit is called, army unit? We have seen. 18 Akshogani. It runs into lakhs and lakhs of people. Okay? And then battle means either one of them will win. And the other this thing, everybody will get killed. That is how it is. Porla puram odi pogudadu. Odi pona, that is a papam. Okay? And the person who gets killed fighting for a cause, he will reach Veera Swarga in whichever side he is there. These are all the various dharmas are there. So such a situation is the worst thing one can do. So, but if a dharma, to establish a dharma, if a killing is required, then that killing is not really a killing, it's not a papa. As a kshatriya, your responsibility, your kartavyam karma is to do the battle and establish dharma in the society. And I keep on telling, how do we know by the Mahabharata war, the dharma was established in the society? How do we know? Now, how do we know that after the Mahabharata war, that the dharma was established in the society?
They protect.
Eppadi protect panna, in what way? That's what I'm asking.
அதர்மம் பண்ணின எல்லாமே அதனால அது தர்மம்
protect பண்றா.
என்னது again சொல்லுங்க.
அதர்மம் பண்ணின எல்லாரும் அழிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கா. அதனால தர்மம் ஸ்தாபிதம் ஆயிடுதுன்னு சொல்றோம்.
அப்படி சொல்றது இல்ல. that is not. அந்த அழிக்கிறதுங்கிறதெல்லாம் is different thing. We need to understand the meaning about it. Today, after the so many years, the Mahabharata was in the which yuga?
Dwapara.
They say about 5,000 years ago, they say roughly. So after 5,000 years, today on the 17th of September 2025, we are able to discuss Bhagavad Gita and Vedanta through an internet. It proves dharma is there in the society. Alena, dharma when equationaka, if the dharma was not there, supposing instead of Arjuna, Pandava, if the Duryodhana has won the battle, what would have been the society afterwards? அப்போ அந்த மாதிரி கண்டினியூ பண்ணியிருந்தானாக்கா இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பகவத்கீதையோ வேதாந்தோ பேசினாக்கா கல்லடி தான் விழும் நம்மளுக்கு. All of us will throw stone at us. But it is not so. That itself proves. That is not only that. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata tada tada appalla I will take my avatara. இப்போ அவதாரம் எடுக்கல, அப்போ தர்மா இருக்குன்னு அர்த்தம். தர்மா அவ்வளவு மோசமா இருந்தானக்கா அவதாரம் எடுக்கல. So இதெல்லாம் ஸ்ரத்தா we should have in Bhagavan's word as well as in the Shastra. So என்னதான் நம்ம பார்த்தாலும் in this today's situation so many things are not conducive. Varnashrama dharmas are not there, but the substitute is available as a karma yoga. We can still follow karma yoga, get the adhikaritvam, get jnanam and get moksha. It is possible. So that means the Mahabharata war has ended. All the adharma and the society is living in a dharmic way. Any question? Any other question?
குருஜி, ராதிகாஜி கேட்ட டவுட்டுக்கு நான் என்ன திங்க் பண்றேன்னா, அர்ஜுனாக்கு தான் பாண்டிங் ஜாஸ்தியா இருந்தது, எல்லார விடையும் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்ல ரொம்ப பாண்டிங் ஜாஸ்தியா இருந்தது. அதே மாதிரி அர்ஜுனாக்கா இப்ப நீங்க சிஷ்யா டீச்சர் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் சொல்லும்போது டவுட் வந்தவாளுக்கு தான் அவர் சொல்றாரு ஆன்சர். யாருக்கு டவுட் வந்ததோ அவர் ஆன்சர் பண்றாரு. அவர் தானே டவுட் கேக்குறாரு.
ஒரு டவுட் கேட்கறது எப்ப வந்தது? அவர் அர்ஜுனன் கேட்கிற டவுட் கான்டெக்ஸ்டுவலி has come only after he surrendered himself to the Krishna. அது வரைக்கும் கிருஷ்ணனை Arjuna has treated Krishna as his friend only, as a contemporary. He says in the 11th chapter, Arjuna says, "Oh Krishna, please excuse me. I had moved with you, I had played with you, I have teased you because I have considered you as my friend. Now I know you are the Bhagavan." So on the questions after he surrendered only the same. Otherwise, even in the first chapter, he commands Krishna, "Hey Sharadi, put my Radha on in between this thing." He commands him. It is in the Vidiling, if you look at it. Vidiling eppa solluvan? Vidilinga eppadi solluvan? It's a command. So he is commanding. He is at that point of time, his frame, Arjuna's frame of mind is not a Bhagavan. Is Krishna is a Saradi, and then he is asking the driver, "Put me in between the army." This is how he says. Then later only his mind changes, and then the mind has quickly changed. He understood his fallacy. He understood his wrong. Then he surrenders to Krishna, and in Krishna, instead of a friend, he looks at him as the Bhagavan himself and as a Guru himself. Then he says in so many words, "I surrender to you. Sishyasteham Shadhimam Prapannam." I am your Sishya. I am surrendered to you. You please teach me what is the most beneficial to me. Teach me Shreyas. Shreyas means moksha marga. So he is asking in so many words that point of time. That is where in the second chapter, 9th sloka, that is where the Arjuna is converting himself as being as the Sishya and consider Krishna as a Guru. Then only the teaching start. After the teaching start, in keeping with the teaching, wherever doubts are there, Arjuna is asking. Till then Arjuna has never asked, but Arjuna has possessed and exhibited the required quality of adhikaritvam in terms of a mind which is very dridam, and also a mind which can concentrate on a subject matter. Think of it whether we can all do. ஆத்துல ஏதாவது ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம், யாருக்கா உடம்பு சரியில்லை, அவசரமா ஹாஸ்பிட்டலுக்கு போனோம், இல்லைன்னா வேற ஏதாவது பண்ணோம்னாக்கா மைண்ட் அப்படி பதைக்கும். we will all will be this thing. என்ன பண்றதுன்னு தெரியாது. வேற யாரா ஏதோ கேட்டா கூட பொண்ணு பண்ணாத, பேசாம இரு அப்படிதான் சொல்லுவோம். Can we do it in the midst of a field, midst of a war? Arjuna has the capacity to ask that in the midst of the war. ரெண்டு பக்கம் எல்லாரும் வச்சுருக்கா, ரெடியா வச்சுருக்கா. So he is asking there. That means he can change his frame of mind very quickly and be devoted to that. So these are all unique quality of Arjuna. Like that we can keep on talking Arjuna's quality. Then Bhagavad Gita will be the sufferer. So our idea is we need to look at it, the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. And also all stories, not for the story's sake. Stories should end up in conveying certain either certain moral or certain message out of it. So Mahabharata story, as I told you, is to convey the Jayam. Yamarika, and Jayam means victory. Victory means Atmajnanam. So that's the idea. Okay. So yaar padikare first sloka, the first adhyaya, first sloka. Somebody can read and say, sorry,
alphabetical order liye படிச்சுடணும் மாஸ்டர்.
புரியல என்னது?
சார் வரிசையாவே
வரட்டும்.
சரி.
प्रथमोऽध्यायः अर्जुनविषादयोगः धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे.
இல்ல அதுக்கு முன்னால திருதராஷ்டிர உவாச்சா is there, you have to read that.
अर्जुनविषादयोगः धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेदायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जयः.
Sanjaya la Sanjaya.
Sanjaya.
Why it is only Sanjaya?
Hey Sanjaya. 8.1 la irukku.
Okay, it is a Sambodhana Prathama. Hey Sanjaya. Okay, what is the Anvayam?
Anvayam vandu verb vandu akurvada.
அதெல்லாம் பார்த்தாச்சு, அது நம்ம பார்த்தாச்சு. அன்வயத்துல வந்து அந்த இந்த புக்ல இட் ஹஸ் given the அன்வயம், how it's run like a prosing. அதை படிச்சா போறோம்.
அந்த மெட்டீரியல் இப்ப என்கிட்ட இல்ல குருஜி, சாரி.
சரி, யார்கிட்ட இருக்கு? You have to have all those things.
நான் படிக்கிறேன்.
You have to have all those things. அது எல்லாரும் வாங்கின இல்லையா? Everybody bought, I think. So you should have it. Because
வாங்கியிருக்கோம்.
அது வச்சுக்கணும். இப்போ ஃபர்தரா செகண்ட் சாப்டர்ல இருந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சாப்டர் மட்டும்தான் ஃபுல்லா பார்த்தோம். செகண்ட் சாப்டர்ல ஸ்லோகா பை ஸ்லோகா போற சமயத்துல அந்த அன்வயம் பண்ணி then wherever it is required we have to discuss about the samasa also. Then wherever important words are there we have to see vipatti. Then only the whole meaning of each sloka will be very clear. So you all be prepared for that. Okay, so that means you should not forget basically this is the Sanskrit class, applied Sanskrit class for the Gita. adu marakka koodadu. Okay, padingo, yaarthe irukko padingo.
अन्वयः सञ्जय धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेताः युयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाः न किम् अकुर्वत. That is asking. Meaning, हे सञ्जय मत्पुत्राः पाण्डुपुत्राश्च युद्धं कर्तुम् उत्सुकाः सन्तः धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे सम्मिल्य किम् अकुर्वन् इति धृतराष्ट्रः सञ्जयम् अपृच्छत्.
So the Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya. Actually Sanjaya was in the battlefield up to the 10th day. Then where 10th day was the Bhishma was defeated. Okay, then he returns to the Hastinapur, and then before that itself Vyasa has given the Divya Chakshus for Sanjaya so that he can visualize the battlefield and then report to the Dhritarashtra what is happening. Because Dhritarashtra asked Krishna, I want to know what is happening in the battlefield. So Vyasa said, okay, I will give you the Divya Chakshus to you directly. You can see what is happening. Although you are a blind, I will give you Divya Chakshus. But then Dhritarashtra refused because he anticipated that the Pandavas will win and all his sons will find their end during the battle. He doesn't want to witness himself that. So he said, I don't want. But at the same time, I want to know what is happening. That's why Sanjaya was asked, and Sanjaya sits in front of the Dhritarashtra, and then he having sat in front, the Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya, what has happened? Kim akurvata? What had happened? What they did? Yare? Where? Yare? Where samitla? He says dharma kshetre kurukshetre. The battlefield was in the place called Kurukshetra, not very far from present Delhi. Okay, so there, and the Vyasa puts the word dharma kshetra. That is a dharma kshetra. The Kurukshetra is a dharma kshetra because of what it has produced. It has established dharma in the society. The battlefield has established dharma in the society, so it is called dharma kshetre Kurukshetra. Okay, then yuyutsavaha, yuddham, it is a sananda pratyaya. Okay, those who are desirous of doing yuddha. சரி, நீங்க அதெல்லாம் மீனிங் எல்லாம் பார்த்து எப்படி டெரைவ் ஆச்சுன்னா பாத்தீங்க. I don't want to the same. Those who are all desirous of the yuddha, okay, and where mamakaha, என்னுடையவர்களும் பாண்டவர்களும் என்ன பண்ணினார்கள். In the very question itself, the attachment of Dhritarashtra to his people is made it very clear. Actually, all of them belong to the same Vamsa, Kuru Vamsa. Pandavas are also Kuru Vamsa only. Duryodhanadiyas also are Kuru Vamsa also. They are all same lineage only. Dayadi da ellarume Dayadi da. But he is asking Mamakaha. So he separates Ennudayavargalum, that is Duryodhanavalum, பாண்டவார்களும் என்ன பண்ணினார்கள். So by that very word is the Dhritarashtra attachment towards his son and all is expressing it. So heart by heart he want Duryodhana to win the battle and the Pandavas to lose the battle. This is what is conveyed in this thing. Okay, so what did Sanjay said? This is a Dhritarashtra is asked and Sanjaya he answered. Somebody else can read.
हे संजय, मत्पुत्रः पाण्डुपुत्रश्च युद्धं कर्तुम् उत्सुकाः सन्तः धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे सम्मिल्य किम् अकुर्वन् इति धृतराष्ट्रः सञ्जयन् अपृच्छत्. सञ्जय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु
संजय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकम्.
संजय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकम् यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यम् उपसङ्क्रम्य राजा वचनम् अब्रवीत् अन्वय तदा तु व्यूढं पाण्डवानीकं दृष्ट्वा राजा दुर्योधनः आचार्यम् उपसङ्क्रम्य वचनम् अब्रवीत् तात्पर्यम् तदा व्यूहरूपेण स्थापितं पाण्डवानां सैन्यं दृष्ट्वा दुर्योधनः गुरोः द्रोणाचार्यस्य समीपं गत्वा इदं वचनम् अवदत्.
Okay, see, basically then here, in the Mahabharata, lot of psychologies are involved in the thing. The attachment, the aversion, the excitement, the despondency, all those things are all depicted in the Mahabharata, in the storyline. Because that is how, if it is a thing to be qualified for an epic, it should have all the Navarasa. So, along with the storyline, there will be certain exaggerations also will be there to depict the Navarasas. Okay, that we have to take it in a proper spirit. That's a part of the thing also. But at the same time, the inherent psychology of the every person will also come forth in the wording itself, which Vyasa is all put. So in the first sloka, the attachment of the Dhritarashtra on his own people has been expressed very clearly. In the heart of what he wants them to win, that is what he said, what they are doing. Here also, when the Sanjay is reporting, Sanjay is telling what Duryodhana did in the battlefield. The whole scenario now shifted to the midst of the battlefield. It is no more Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra, it is a battlefield. So battlefield, the Duryodhana is approaching his guru. Who is guru? Eka Acharyam Upasamya. Having approached the Acharya. Yare? The Duryodhana. Who is the Acharya of Duryodhana? Dronacharya. So to Dronacharya, what he is telling? See the Pandavas Vyudam. See the assemblage of the Pandavas Sena. Okay. Actually that comes in the next to the thing. Okay, Ore Nisham. So here the intention of the Duryodhana is to point out to the Drona, see the Pandavas army. They are there in the opposite side. You always have a affection towards Pandavas, or more so on Arjuna, because he is supposed to be the very has got a dexterity of the Dhanur Vidya. So he has got an affection towards Arjuna. So by telling him see the Pandavas army, he points out, you are there in my side, mind that. And something like that he is telling. So you are committed to me, you are on my side, you consider Pandava as your enemy. That is what is conveying. See, that is the psychology on the part of Duryodhana. Because Duryodhana, all said and done, while they were before the start of the battle, each army was trying to get their own supporting people. Duryodhana went out of the way to various people to join his army. He used Sama, Veda, Danda, all type of methodology to put everybody under his hold. Okay, and in the case of the Bhishma, also there is a reason why he has to be with the Duryodhana. In the case of the Acharya, also there is a reason why he is there with the Duryodhana. Although all of them will very well know that the dharma is there on the Pandava side. What Duryodhana is doing is adharma. But then something or other they have committed by which they have to align themselves with the Duryodhana. This is what many people will ask the question. Knowingly how Bhishma can join Duryodhana. They know Duryodhana is not a person given to dharma. Knowingly how Kripa has joined. Knowingly how Karna has joined. All these things they will ask. Everyone has got their own reason. Something or other they have obliged to Duryodhana. That's why they are with Duryodhana. And on every occasion, then Duryodhana would like to point out to them. Okay. Sorry, we stop here. We'll continue with the next class. Before that, I just want to ask, during the Navaratri, are we going to have the classes or not? All of you are there or not? Illena, then because I find many a time nobody is committing it, all of a sudden 4 or 5 people, they say occupied. It might come emergency. But others are also not there. Means then the attendance become very thin. Yes. So you can convey it to me also later. At the Wednesday itself, I think it is starting, Ilya, Navaratri.
Monday.
So அதுக்கு அடுத்த வெனஸ்டே வரைக்குமே இருக்காது. அதுக்கு அடுத்த வெனஸ்டே is a Vijayadashmi.
ஆமா.
2 Wednesdays Navaratri will be there. So you all can either say now or later on the WhatsApp whether you would like to have the class or not. Accordingly, we will proceed.
Guruji, Navaratri போது கஷ்டம் Guruji.
சரி, okay, I don't mind. எனக்கு ஒன்றும் problem இல்ல. I am available, that's what I'm telling it. It is a convenience of all of you to say or not. You can put it on the WhatsApp so that everybody will be knowing. Then finally I will convey that.
எனக்கு கூட கஷ்டம் சார்.
Sure. Any other question? அப்படி இல்லைன்னா முடிச்சுடலாம். அதான் question இருந்தா கேளுங்க. கேளுங்க ஸ்ரீதர்.
இந்த கர்ணன், பீஷ்மர் எல்லாருக்குமே, துரோணர், கிருப்பர் எல்லாருக்குமே இந்த யுத்த சமயத்துல துரியோதனனோட சைடுல இருக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு நிர்பந்தம் இருந்தது, இருக்கா? வாட் எவர். பட் திரௌபதியோட இந்த மானபங்க சமயத்துல விதுரர்ல இருந்து எல்லாரும் இருந்து ஏன் எல்லாம் சைலண்டா இருந்தாங்க?
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
விதுரர்ல திரௌபதியோட மானபங்க சமயத்துல விதுரர், பீஷ்மர் எல்லாருமே சைலண்டா ஒண்ணுமே பேசாம துரியோதனன் கிட்ட அதை பத்தி எதுவுமே சொல்லாம இருந்திருக்கிறாளே, அதுக்கு என்ன காரணம்?
Okay, as per my know, Vidurar was not there in the assembly at the time. Let us leave it. Bhishma was there, but Bhishma வந்து அவரோட பிரதிஜ்ஞை இருந்தது. At whatever the cost, I will defend the Hastinapur. This is his pratiknya. He said, I will never get into the throne of Hastinapur, and I will protect the Hastinapur throne as long as I live. That is a pratiknya. The consequence of the pratiknya, anybody can become the Ayodhya's king or a prince. So he will protect them. When he says, I will protect Ayodhya, which means he will protect, he will abide by whatever the Ayodhya prince or Ayodhya king does, he will go by that. That is the pratiknya. So the Bhishma's, that pratiknya was more important to him rather than the humility that she has to undergo. That is really not a dharma at all, but somehow that is a weakness on the part of Bhishma. Although Bhishma knows all the dharmas, but for him at that point of time his own pratigna become more important rather than the virtue of defending a lady. That's a mistake.
Sir, ஒரு சின்ன கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் சார். சிஷ்யர்களுக்கு வந்து நீங்க ஒரு இது சொன்னீங்க குவாலிட்டிஸ், குருவுக்கு குவாலிட்டிஸ் சொன்னேன், 6 குவாலிட்டிஸ் சொன்னேன். அதே மாதிரி சிஷ்யர்களுக்கு சொன்னேன் இல்லையா? சொன்னேன். ஆமா சொன்னேனே. அதிகாரித்துவம் அவளுக்கு வந்து சித்த சுத்தி இருக்கணும். இன்னொன்னு என்ன சொன்னேன்? சித்தத்துல என்ன இருக்கு? ஏகாகிரகம். ஒன் பாயிண்டட். ஓ, ஏகாகிரமா. அது என்னது? எக்ஸாக்ட் வார்த்தை என்ன சார்? சித்த சுத்தி பிளஸ் அவளுக்கு என்ன இருக்கணும்? chitta ekagraham, one pointed attention. Okay sir, thank you so much.
Any other question? Sherry, வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல, முடிச்சிருங்க வந்து. अनम्यूट பண்ணிட்டு
दुर्जन सज्जनो भूया.
ओके.
दुर्जन सज्जनो भूयात्, सज्जन शान्तिमाप्नुयात्, शान्तो मुच्येत् बन्धेभ्यः, मुक्तश्चान्यान् विमोचयेत्. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः, गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं, लोकाः समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु. ओम शांति शांति शांति. धन्यवाद गुरुजी.